phones. Randy Pemberton is standing by with him.
Well, thanks, Glenn. Dale, we know that you're hurt. Is there a possibility that you can't go the distance today here at Pocono?
Yeah, I just really don't know. There is that possibility. I'm pretty sore today. Just a matter of how much my knee can stand and, how things go. But I'm going to try to make it all the way. But I have Mike Wallace standing by, and I feel good about that because I have a lot of confidence in Mike. And we'll just see what happens. Say Happy Father's Day to my dad and my father-in-law, Jack Spears. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, you too. Eli?
Hi, Randy. Thanks a lot. A lot of stories today. Plus, remember, the point standings, second, third, and fourth spots go into today's race, separated by only 79 markers. We're coming right back.
A car engine has as little as 1/1000th of an inch of motor oil protecting its parts. But friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporize, weakening its ability to protect vital parts. Texaco Havoline Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility, fight vaporization, and provide complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
It's equal parts, sweat and steel. It's decisions made in the split of a second. And pain endured for the length of a day. And at the finish, you're either toasting victory or getting set to do it all over again next week. It's auto racing, the way we do it, on the Miller team.
To get the most out of this IndyCar, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Gary, just between you and me, you find Earnhardt, intimidating?
Well, he's pretty darn competitive.
Nobody trades paint like Dale.
He does have that black Monte Carlo.
Yeah, he's got that black Monte Carlo.
But remember one thing. When he first started, his car was pink.
No, pink?
Pink?
Pink. And he's never gotten over it.
Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more champions trust, no matter what color they're painted.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the UAW GM Teamwork 500 presented by ProMotion Engine Treatment is brought to you by Havoline Formula 3 Motor Oil. Controls volatility and fights vaporization. By the Miller Brewing Company, proud sponsor of the Miller Racing Team. We race for beer. By the more than 1,300 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Chevrolet, one car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR. Genuine Chevrolet. Beautiful day here in the Poconos. Let's check out the Sears Die Hard starting grid, brought to you by the Die Hard battery, now with more power when you need it. Jeff Gordon, brand new track record, 169.725 miles an hour. Derek Culp starting outside of the row number 1, his career best start. Row number 2, Hut Strickland, his best start of the year. Ricky Craven, he's making his 3rd start here at the Poconos. Kenny Schrader's 17th consecutive Pocono race in which he has started in the top 10. He's joined by Mark Martin outside of row number 3. Next row, Bobby Labonte, who picked up 3 spots in the points after a great finish at Dover. He's joined by Joe Nemechek, who's had some of his best career runs here. The 5th row, veteran Ricky Rudd and Dale Earnhardt. He has had a handful of top 5, 7 of those consecutively this year. Terry Labonte and Ward Burton. Ward was quick in practice yesterday afternoon. Row number 7, Rick Mast and Michael Waltrip, who finished 2nd here in '88, his career best finish. Row number 8, Bobby Hamilton, quick in practice yesterday, and young Jeff Burton of South Boston, Virginia. Row number 9, Ernie Irvin and Berwick, Pennsylvania's Jimmy Spencer. They love him up here at the Poconos. Rusty Wallace and John Andretti will make their row number 10 start. Andretti won here in a go-kart 20 years ago. Lake Speed and Brett Bodine going from row number 11. Row number 12, Sterling Marlin and Todd Bodine, who subs for Bill Elliott again here this week. Good to see Loy Allen back after injuries at Rockingham, and Jeff Bodine still wants to lead a lap this year. Morgan Shepherd, and there's Dale Jarrett after the accident. He's using his Charlotte car here today. Row number 15, Wally Dallenbach and Ted Musgrave, who normally finishes here in the top 5. He's hoping for a good day. Bobby Hillen and Darrell Waltrip, who's been a victory lane many times here at Pocono. Jeff Green is driving for Dale and Teresa Earnhardt. Jeremy Mayfield drives for Cale Yarborough. The 18th row, Robert Presley, healthy, no substitute. Greg Sachs is not here as a backup. And Randy McDonald, his first race of the year. Steve Grissom and Kenny Wallace, row number 19. The 20th starting row, Kyle Petty and Johnny Benson. And starting in the 21st row, Dick Trickle, the new driver for Junie Donlevy. As far as the in-car camera coverage is concerned for you today, we have got many cameras on board. Mark Martin will be carrying some of our cameras today. So too will Ricky Rudd be bringing us around this racetrack. Todd Bodine is going to be bringing us some of the coverage today from the McDonald's Ford. We've got Jeremy Mayfield and Jeff Burton also carrying cameras today. And this is a tough old racetrack, Buddy Baker. It'll be very interesting after a competitive ARCA race yesterday without many incidents on the track. It'll be interesting to see if the Cup guys can follow suit. There was a lot more driving room yesterday than we've seen here in the past.
Eli, what you have here is a very, very tight field from first to last. There's very little spread in speed, so it's going to be a give and take right at first. And as we well know, turn 3 is the key to getting around this racetrack. It's also the key to keeping the car in one piece. If you get way out and try to cut back in and somebody touches you, it's a wreck.
200 laps around the 2.5-mile Pocono International Raceway on Father's Day 1996. Glad to have you with us here on TNN Motorsports. And Jeff Gordon up through the gearbox, and off they go on this long 7/10 of a mile front straightaway, one of the longest straights in all of NASCAR racing. Now turn number 1, where the field is now, is basically a high-speed hairpin turn, but a little more running room than we've seen in the past. Now the teams are going from turn 1 to turn 2. This is a triangular track, only 3 turns. They're heading now through the Long Pond straightaway to that corner that you're looking at. It'll be the tunnel turn, which goes over the tunnel that leads them outside to inside the racetrack. As they get across the tunnel, they now work this north straightaway at 1,780 feet. They blow by Jeff Gordon right there, putting Hut Strickland at the point now in the Circuit City machine. And now they work on the flat turn number 3, where RPMs drop a little bit. It's kind of like a road course.
Jeff Gordon got caught on the outside there going across the tunnel turn, and even with the great surface they have here, once you get on the outside and the guy's got momentum on the inside, he had to give way.
So as they work back into the corner, Hut Strickland has only led 1 lap all year, and that was in Daytona back in February, and he shows the way right now. But outside of him, now inside of him, is Derek Cope in second. Phil Parsons with that new homegrown chassis of theirs.
It's interesting, Eli, to see if they can truly run side by side like Mark Martin was alluding to in the open. Derek got underneath Hut Strickland coming off turn 1, made the pass into the tunnel turn. I'm not sure anybody can run through the tunnel turn at speed side by side.
See Hut Strickland going back for the lead there on the inside of Derek Cope. You see Derek roll out the throttle, get back in that preferred line, take a lower line, looking for a place to make his move here. Kenny Schrader in third there. Eli, it looked like Kenny's got a good run going.
But meanwhile, Hut Strickland is the leader. He has 2 top 5 finishes here at Pocono. He loves this racetrack, and there's a vintage Pocono scene. This wide drag strip-like main straightaway. Folks use every inch of it as Derek Cope now works the inside to his advantage.
Eli, there's what Mark Martin was alluding to. 2 wide in number 1 corner. 2 years ago, last year even, you couldn't even think of going on the outside to make a pass. Jeff Gordon's going into third now.
I think Jeff Gordon's recovered from his, he may have slipped or whatever in the tunnel turn on that first lap, and that's why those cars got by him, but looks like he's recovered and headed back towards the front.
Now the north straightaway, 1,780 feet from turn 2 to that flat turn number 3.
Eli, we have reports from several teams right now that they're very trouble
in the corner is Joe Nemechek. was having his car kick out through the corner, goes across the grass as one other machine belches some flame you see at the top of your picture. And we are under caution right here as Bobby Labonte has problems with the Interstate Batteries Chevrolet.
We got a bit of a fire in the back. The car looked like the car must have backed in the wall or something, maybe exiting the tunnel, or got it together with another car going in turn 3 there.
And there's Bobby being helped from the car. He quickly took care of all of the safety gear, the paraphernalia, unhooked and jumped out, and was helped, you saw at the very end, by one of the track workers here. Scary moment. So Bobby is okay again. We showed you him being carried away and helped over by the safety crew, and he is just fine. But boy, the Interstate Batteries Chevrolet, you see clearly the fire extinguished in a hurry, but boy, that baby went up quickly.
Tremendous damage there around the fuel cell and all on the left rear corner. That car really had a hard lick on the left side.
Buddy, you know the way we were talking about before the race, that flat corner, you don't have the bank to hold it. We'll take another look here and see what we can see.
Already up in the wall there.
Yeah, we caught him. He was already sideways and backed in the wall, and looked like Terry Labonte, trying to make an evasive action, got in the back of Nemechek, and I think that's why Nemechek went ahead and spun to the inside of the racetrack. But tremendous damage when you have a flat corner. It's a fast corner. It's the slowest corner on this racetrack, but it's still lightning fast, and you don't have the bank to catch the car.
So we are under caution for the first time today. Jimmy Makar and the boys take the war wagon back to the garage area as we are live on Father's Day here at Pocono. We're coming right back.
You look at a garage a lot differently when you see who it belongs to, especially when you look at Sears Garage, where right now new Bridgestone road handlers are all on sale at guaranteed unbeatable prices. All backed by the guarantee that made Sears famous. So no matter what's parked in your garage, chances are you'll find a Bridgestone road handler for it in ours. If you're looking for a great deal on tires, take a look at our garage. Sears Auto Center.
Conditions like these are torture on engines, but you can also damage engines in a more familiar setting. That's why there's an engine treatment for stop-and-go driving from Valvoline called TM8. TM8's 8 friction-fighting ingredients significantly reduce engine bearing wear. Even in high-temperature conditions, adding TM8 gives oil up to twice the protection. Hey, driving 150 miles an hour is tough on engines, but so is hardly moving at all. TM8 from Valvoline, because driving is more stop-and-go.
Enter the Performance Zone with split-fire Performance V spark plugs.
You hit your passing gear, you're gone.
Experts say split-fire Performance V spark plugs mean more horsepower and better mileage.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Enter the Performance Zone only with split-fire Performance Vs, guaranteed. And now get triple platinum performance for the life of your car. New split-fire 3 spark plugs.
Some people say having a race car like this is like having the best toy ever made. Let me tell you, this ain't the toy. I know it. The Racing Collectibles Club of America, they know it. And you'll know it, too, as soon as you sign up. RCCA offers you the finest die-cast collectibles, and they're for club members only. And they don't make a lot of them. That's what makes them collectible.
Call 1-800-952-0708 to join the club for half price. Join now by calling 1-800-952-0708.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are under caution. First time here at Pocono International Raceway. The AutoZone Race Analysis brought to you by the more than 1,300 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. There you see the numbers of this afternoon's race. 200 laps, 500 miles. The race record, what with the new pavement here, could well be eclipsed this afternoon in the 37th ever visit for the NASCAR Winston Cup teams here to Pocono. You see Bobby Labonte's car. Let's take a look through Mark Martin's windshield and see. He was in the general vicinity, fellas. Let's see if we can see what happened.
Okay, they're going into turn 3. You see Joe Nemechek get him right in the left rear corner. The preferred line is right on the white line going through that corner. Bobby come across. Nemechek didn't have time to check up. He caught him on the left rear corner, and around they go.
Because when we looked up, Phil, we saw Joe going across the grass. Now that in-car look kind of gives us a broader idea of what exactly transpired.
That's what we're talking about, the give and take. And, you know, don't know whether Bobby didn't know Joe was there or whatever, but you have to give somebody a little bit more room, especially this early in the race. And that didn't happen. Then you see Bobby Labonte's result right there.
Let's take another look at it real time and see what it looked and sounded like to Mark Martin. Mark kind of weeding his way through all of that problem now as he continues on. On the pit lane right now, Johnny Benson is pitting. Kyle Petty is pitting. Joe Nemechek is in. They are fixing the front end of his Burger King car. Also, the QVC Ford is in for Jeff Bodine. So that's taking place on the pit lane as we are working the 4th of 200 laps at a sold-out Pocono International Raceway.
I'm the King Grill.
Oh, yeah?
Baby, you know who's boss. Give me a 2-inch thick T-bone with spicy, tangy, Heinz 57 steak sauce.
Yeah, you're cooking now.
Let's eat.
How far can you go on $199? Well, come to Pep Boys and you can go 80,000 miles. Because right now you can get 4 of our 80,000-mile tires for just $199. That's a full set for under $200. Oh, the roads you'll travel, the sights you'll see, the money you'll save. You can even charge them on your Pep Boys credit card. That's $199 for any size, any 4 of our 80,000-mile tires in stock. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
I'm the King Grill.
Oh, yeah?
Baby, you know who's boss. Give me a 2-inch thick T-bone with spicy, tangy, Heinz 57 steak sauce.
Yeah, you're cooking now.
Let's eat.
Welcome back, everybody. Under caution here at Pocono International Raceway as Bobby Labonte's car is now being taken, as you can see, back to the garage area. And barring a remarkable turnaround and a big old fix, this will be the first DNF. The first time that team has not finished in all of 1996. I'm Eli Gold with Phil Parsons, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, and Randy Pemberton. And now joining the broadcast, and tickled to have him along from Blairsville, Georgia. Bill Elliott is on the phone line with us. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Wish I was there.
I bet. Happy Father's Day to you. How you feeling?
I feel great. I've got a feeling I'm going to go back to Birmingham next week. And hopefully they'll give me some more good news. When I was there last week, they said that bone was healing good and it was looking good, but they still wouldn't give me a definite time. But still, it looks like, late July 1st of all.
Certainly in time maybe for Indianapolis. Bill Elliott with us from Blairsville, Georgia. How tedious is all of this rehab? How tough is it to motivate yourself, get out there and go through all of this painful rehab?
Well, it's a whole different deal. You feel better than what you can actually do because, a week or so ago, they said, I got to feel so good. They said, now, if you do something and mess this thing up, you're going to be way behind the game. And, it could, if you do something right now, it could take you out the rest of the season the way they had to predict this particular break. And I know like I said before, when I was in the hospital and Darryl called me, he said, don't rush it. I mean, a race or two, one way or the other, at this point in time, isn't going to be too critical. I mean, I want to get back as quick as I can, but I still want to be 100%. Don't have to worry about, getting bumped around. And, the way these cars are today, I mean, look at Pocono, for example, how many cars broke the track record, how fast the racetrack is, one little mistake, and you never know when you're in this. As the racing is today, it's hard to get away from that.
Exactly. We're looking at Todd Bodine, who has your McDonald's Ford on the racetrack now, working, as you know, this first caution, and we're riding along with Todd at this moment. Hey, tell me something. If I put your wife Cindy on the phone right now and said, what kind of a patient is your husband? I dare say you've been a booger bear hanging around the house because you want to be out at the racetrack, huh?
Well, I wasn't too bad the first week or so, but once I got to realize that things were going to be okay, then I got pretty bad. But because you can only sit around so much. I've been active all my life and very busy. I worked hard on the race cars when I started, and it's just hard not to be doing something. I mean, it was just the point that you just had to make yourself stay there, and it's knowing it's for your own good.
I hear you. Well, listen, Bill, you've been very kind to share some time on Father's Day with all of us and all of the folks who are watching on TNN. We look forward to seeing you at the racetrack real soon. I know Todd's going to do a good job for you out there today.
Well, I think he will. I really miss all the fans up there. That's a great area. A great bunch of people around there. I've got fans all over the country. I'll be back in the car soon. Thanks for all the cards and letters. I'll miss all y'all and hope to see you soon.
Take care, Bill. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Eli.
Appreciate it. Bill Elliott joining us live on the phone from Blairsville, Georgia. Right now, Todd Bodine has his car in 24th spot, as we really had very little racing. And there, Joe Nemechek is on the pit lane again, making one more stop. Meanwhile, Bobby Labonte is in the garage area as Derek Cope leads here at Pocono. Randy, let's hear from Bobby and find out what he has to say.
Bobby, you appear to be all right. Obviously walked from the infield care center. Your recollections of the wreck, what happened?
Oh, well, you know, we're all just trying to stay in line, or a lot of us were anyway, and I was behind Dale Earnhardt, you know, just trying to go single file, you know, get the first of the race sorted out and just kind of be there, you know, but there's a couple cars that went by me off of the tunnel turn, and, you know, I had a chance to do that earlier, but I just chose to stay in line. I guess a couple of them got there before I did, and somebody must have got to my left rear or something, and just didn't out get him to the corner.
Did you look at your car?
I didn't have to. I felt it.
Good answer right there. Wasn't that a classic line? Very unusual, too, for these NASCAR machines to see that type of flame. But fortunately, Bobby's just fine. And you saw the track folks were there immediately to make sure there were no further problems. We are live here at Pocono International Raceway. Derek Cope leading for the first time this year.
When it comes to roping a steer, folks in Grand Junction, Colorado will tell you that Ron Markin can ride with the best of them. And when it comes to overhauling an engine or rebuilding a carburetor, well, he can do it all. You see, when Ron's not riding a horse for fun, he's turning a wrench for a living. So he buys a lot of parts, mostly from AutoZone. Sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Ron knows that when you want the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks,
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of lawn tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
What'd you say to her?
So, when are we going to get married?
But you didn't go out with him. He just wasn't my type.
John and Robin Berry, exclusively Lisa, Tuesday, TNN. CMT Showcase is packing up the equipment and taking a road trip all the way to Longview, Texas to get the story on June Showcase artist Neil McCoy. This week, we go behind the scenes at Neil's fan club headquarters.
Sometimes I come in and this whole thing is packed full of most of it is nice things. Every once in a while you get a letter that says, we thought you sucked, but we don't read those. We tear those up and throw those in the trash.
Turn on to CMT Showcase featuring Neil McCoy today at 3:30, 2:30 Central.
The Nashville Record Review.
All you've got to remember, a few things here. It's a great radio show.
Yes, it is.
The two of us host it.
Yes, we do.
Here in Nashville. Count them down, 40 hits, top hits, every week.
Okay, now why don't you do that?
No, you do that.
Okay,
All
all right.
Here
Well,
we
here
go.
goes. From the folks who brought you TNN, the Nashville Network, it's TNN Radio and the Nashville Record Review. It's country's top 40 news and interviews, and it's with Katie Haas and Bill Cody. If you don't get the Nashville Record Review where you live, then call your favorite country radio station and ask for it.
We are back at Pocono International Raceway, getting set to go back to green. Derek Cope ahead of Hut Strickland, Jeff Gordon. Ricky Rudd's moved up 5 spots. He's in 4th. Dale Earnhardt has moved up 5 spots. He will restart in 5th. Green flag now here at the track after we wrap up the first caution of the afternoon.
Eli, you always hear people say we need single file restarts. Look at this, 5 wide already. So how they start 2 abreast or single file has nothing to do with they're going to race around the racetrack.
Saw the 43 of Bobby Hamilton make that wide move to the inside as we ride with Ricky Rudd in the Tide machine.
Ricky's thinking about making a move on Jeff. You've seen him look to the inside. Jeff is very strong. Now look at him moving in there.
No chance to pass him here at the tunnel.
Ricky's already moved up to 4th position. He started way back in 9th, so he had a good car yesterday afternoon in practice.
Yeah, he did. We had a feature on him yesterday during part of our telecast about all that team was working on, trying to get themselves squared out for 1995 and 96. They had old parts, new parts, store-bought parts, home-built parts last year, changing things over to this year. Mark Martin's got a bunch of folks going by him there, buddy.
You know, we were getting reports that several of the cars were pushing pretty bad at the first part of this race, so he may have a pushing problem or a handling problem of some sort, because you see him moving to the outside there and people going by him on the inside, so Mark's not handling just like he wants to yet.
Good battle for third place now, side by side, middle of your screen. The 10 is Ricky Rudd, the 8 is Hut Strickland. Here comes Earnhardt.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon had already passed Hut Strickland and had opened the door for Ricky Rudd.
You see Hut Strickland keep the fire lit in that number 8 car there, Circuit City car that he drives, and Earnhardt had to back off. He was on the inside and the preferred line, but you can race two abreast anywhere around this racetrack.
Looking at the back of the Tide machine for Ricky Rudd. Main straightaway, start-finish line. You saw it flash by.
Here we go, 3 or 4 wide again. Bobby Hamilton likes the inside of the front stretch.
The King used to run there too, and Richard was driving that race car.
You know, Kenny Schrader was making a charge towards the front right at first, but you see right now Bobby Hamilton's trying to get by him as they almost make contact off the corner there. Bobby got real loose coming out of turn 1.
Ward Burton, the 22 on the right of your screen. He's run well. Here goes Rick Mast in the number 1 car. He has had a very quiet weekend, but he's now quietly in the top 10.
Rick Mast said last week he was just a little too impatient. He said that's the best the car had run all year. He said, you know what it's like when you hadn't had a real good run for 2 or 3 races. All of a sudden the car has a chance of winning the race. He said, I just got anxious and run off on the apron, and that lost control of the car.
Riding with Jeff Burton now, following Michael Waltrip. Michael finished second here in 1988 for his best career finish ever. Now up front, we battle for second spot. Behind the race leader, Derek Cope, who's in the 12. There's second, Jeff Gordon and Ricky Rudd.
Hey, look, Ricky Rudd looks to have the quickest car in the racetrack right now, because he had a little bit of a gap behind Jeff Gordon early on when we were showing him, and he's caught him right back, and here he goes to make a move on the inside going into turn 3.
You watch the maturity of Jeff Gordon. He is very young, 25 years old, but he makes all the right decisions. He knows he has a great car, so why race 2 abreast through a corner? He has one of the fastest cars. Now we'll see whether Ricky Rudd can pull away from him or not.
And again, that is a new car here. They hadn't even shaken that machine down before they showed up here at Pocono on Friday morning. It's a new style of car for the team, one that team manager Richard Broom is particularly comfortable with, and it's really showed here this weekend.
I'll tell you, it's great to see Derek Cope running so well.
Isn't it, though?
Eli, it really is.
Derek Cope, the race leader, as you see second place Ricky Rudd, and that's the only separation. Earnhardt's not been able to hang with them right now. He's running 4th, obviously not too shabby, but he is about 25-30 car lengths behind already. There's 3rd place. And a goodly distance back is 4th place Earnhardt, leading the next pack of machines. There's the spread, you see. Of course, Derek Cope, you know, we talked earlier in the day, he and Rusty Wallace both with those home-built chassis. Steve Levitt and the fellas changing some of the geometry to their liking, because unlike, for instance, Rusty Wallace, who has used predominantly those Ronnie Hopkins chassis, Bobby Allison Motorsports, for whom Derek drives there in the Badcock car, they have really shown no favorites. They've had chassis from most every car builder out there and then some. Now it's in-house, and until this very moment, it's been paying off.
I was talking to one of the rival crew chiefs this morning, Eli, and he said that what Derek Cope's car is basically a Hendrick chassis with a Ford body on it, because the fellow that built the car used to work at Hendrick, so that's basically a Hendrick car with a Ford body on it.
And there are no secrets in this business.
Eli, look at Ricky Rudd. He's really working that wheel over. He's reporting that he may be a tick loose right now. That will better. But right now he has a fast car. As you can see him pulling up on Derek Cope down the front straightaway, looking to the inside, trying to make a move.
Into that high-speed hairpin turn 1. Well, Derek came right back down to the inside in a hurry, didn't he?
That's taking care of business right there.
He likes that lead, Eli.
I would think. First time he has led all year. He has 2 wins in his career, you remember, at Daytona and Dover. Meanwhile, Terry Labonte, Ward Burton, both getting by Bobby Hamilton. They're battling at 8th, 9th, and 10th spot now. We're on the 15th lap. You see upper left-hand corner of your screen. 185 laps remain as Kenny Schrader brings that group past Ricky Craven.
Now you could see Terry Labonte just for a second check up and give him time to get back in the throttle and didn't wash out into Ricky Craven's car there. That's heads-up driving. That's giving a guy a break a lot of times. And you talk about a good race car driver that gives you breaks like that. Terry Labonte is one of the best.
Okay, Jimmy Spencer's made a pretty good move. He started back in 18th position. He's well into the top 10 right now.
That's Michael Waltrip in the 21 there, getting by Craven as they start down the Long Pond straightaway on the back stretch over there.
Ricky Craven had a disastrous time here at Pocono a year ago. He crashed the car in qualifying, had all sorts of problems. This year, he qualified 4th. Nothing like seat time, is there?
Oh boy,
especially in a place like this.
A place like this. This racetrack is so unique. It's about 3 different types of super speedways. It's really like Indianapolis, one flat corner. Down in the first corner is kind of like Michigan, and then the back straightaway, as you go in across the turn is like Milwaukee. So you really have one corner that you're not set up for, no matter how good your car is.
Kenny Schrader coming at you in 6th.
There's another thing that the guys out there are doing that we haven't talked about is they're shifting.
That's right.
This is the only basically oval track that we run on that the guys shift. And what they'll do, Eli, they'll shift from 3rd to 4th, right about the start-finish line, maybe a little bit beyond. And then they go down in turn 1. There's a battle for the lead. Ricky Rudd took the lead going in the tunnel turn over Derek Cope.
But let's see if he can keep it down low or if Derek can sneak by on that north chute now with help from Jeff Gordon. We've seen these maneuvers before.
There you see it.
Earnhardt's in the mix of
there
that.
you see it. He went from 1st to 3rd in one corner there. Of course, Jeff Gordon could see that Derek Cope was going to make the move, so he just counter-checked and went on the bottom. From 1st to 3rd went Ricky Rudd.
So Cope continues to show the way, although it was an eventful 2.5 miles. Now back to what you were talking about, Phil, with the shifting. 3rd gear is the 1-to-1. 4th gear is technically overdrive, but there are different styles. Some fellas shift in the middle of the corner. Some shift coming out. Some shift going in. Others will also shift at the other end of the racetrack as well. So it's not just one particular idea. That's 4th place now you're watching as Hut Strickland works to the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Good scramble going to the tunnel.
We'll see if Dale Earnhardt makes his patented move. He backed off, let Hut go, and usually he tries to get back underneath somebody, but that time he didn't.
Now back up front, Ricky Rudd wants 2nd. He's got it, and this time woes it down low, but Derek Cope enjoying the largest lead he's had today. That's typical of NASCAR at Pocono. 5 car lengths is a large lead. We are at Pocono International Raceway. Glad you're with us here on TNN Motorsports.
Imagine a satellite system that turned digital signals into vivid pictures and CD quality sound. What would it look like? How big would it be? Oh, about 18 inches. The RCA Digital Satellite System. Customized programming and the power of digital technology. Now in a convenient take-home size.
Hurry over to Radio Shack
and check out the new RCA DSS system.
I guess we'll walk into Radio Shack.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3, Power Plus, and Power Premium gasolines are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks. And you may feel like you've left your old car behind.
Oh, add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
That's right. That's exactly right. How am I supposed to explain that to the client?
We have no time.
This is Jeff.
Hi, it's me.
Hi, what's up?
How's work?
It's busy, very busy. What's up?
Well, do you want to meet me at home for lunch?
No, that's I can't do that right now. I'm in the middle of something and I can't get away. So it's a big meeting,
Uh-huh. Have you looked in your briefcase yet?
Oh, you're killing me. Come on.
I left you something this morning.
I'll be home in 10 minutes.
Where does Napa keep over 200,000 different parts? Right up here. Now remember, your belt tension on this is critical. What kind of car is it? Well, I'll sell you all the struts you want, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in without the right tools. I'm sure we have it. Okay, is it a 77 or a 78? Because they changed the carburetor in 78. Actually, that's not a stupid question at all. I know what it used to be. You don't stay at Napa long handing out the wrong answers, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Keep America running.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the UAW GM Teamwork 500, presented by ProMotion Engine Treatment, is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. The fine folks at Duraloo bringing all of our overhead pictures to you at home on this Father's Day Sunday. Glad you're with us here on TNN Motorsports. As Derek Cope still leads Ricky Rudd and Jeff Gordon. There you see the top three here at the UAW GM Teamwork 500. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Phil Parsons, Glenn Jarrett, Randy Pemberton. That's the crew on hand. Good scramble, middle of the pack now between the Todd Bodine and Sterling Marlin machines. Meanwhile, back up front, Ricky Rudd goes into turn number one, grabs the lead, but here comes old Derek Cope again.
He loves that lead. I tell you, he's fighting for it today. See him trying to stay on the inside. Jeff Gordon moving up. They do draft here, just like at Daytona. Those straightaways are very long.
Got some horses.
Boy, he's got some bravery, too. He went in that corner pretty hard just now. You see him washing up. Ricky's trying to make a counter move on the inside through the short chute over there.
There's that Earnhardt move we were talking about.
Exactly. And here comes Gordon now. Can't get the low side, but Ricky Rudd shows the way. So Ricky Rudd, who has done well here, has never been able to win, trying to make himself wide to keep Derek Cope behind him, and Rudd's going to leave the lap.
Eli also looked just behind them there in the 8-car. Hut Strickland made it a 4-car race now for the lead.
There is Hut in the Circuit City Ford. Riding with Ricky Rudd now, the race leader. Heading towards the tunnel turn, and Hut Strickland right with them.
I'll tell you,
Earnhardt is fifth now.
That racing that they were doing up front, that allowed Hut Strickland to catch up some. He's got a real good car, and we'll see now if they get in line. We'll see if they can put some distance between the third place car, Jeff Gordon, and Hut in fourth.
Yeah, that always was a treat to be running in about fourth and see somebody starting a race for the lead all of a sudden. That puts up a tremendous amount of draft, so when you're back here, you close right in on the back bumpers.
Back to the stripe, putting lap number 24 up on the board right now. Across the top of the screen, you see the top five.
You've got Ward Burton, who passed Dale Earnhardt over there coming off the tunnel turn and moved up in the fifth position.
We told you he was quick here in the final practice yesterday afternoon.
Boy, Hut Strickland's running great, but he just reported to his crew that he has a shifting ball that is loose on the shifting column, so they're going to gray tape it when he stops. That is very aggravating when you have to shift 3-4 times on one lap.
Who was it? Schrader at Sears Point a year ago had to shift with a pliers when the entire shifter came off in his hand.
Well, look at Hut. He's trying on the outside of Derek Cope there. He's got a very good race car.
We saw the outside work in the ARCA race here yesterday that many of you might have seen on TNN. Paid off for Tim Steele and Mike Wallace in their battles yesterday. Mike Wallace won the race.
What they better do right now is get single file and catch that leader, because Ricky Rudd has a very strong car, and you can see he's opened up about a 4 or 5 car length lead over Jeff Gordon.
There the front four. Ward Burton is fifth. Dale Earnhardt now running in the 6th spot. And remember, Pocono and Michigan were the only true tracks where last year Dale Earnhardt did not have a top 5 finish in either race. So this has not necessarily been Dale's track, though he does have 2 victories here. But last year, this and Michigan, where the circuit goes next week, weren't his favorites.
I was talking to Don Hawk, who is Dale Earnhardt's business manager, and he said they finished 8th in one of the races here last year. He said, but we really had about a 15th place car. We were one of the only guys, or the only guy to change tires on a late caution flag, and it ended up getting them about 5 or 6 more positions. But he said, you know, they've really concentrated hard on this racetrack and Michigan next week.
There you see the battle at Jarrett working now middle of the field, 25th, 26th, and 27th. Jeremy Mayfield has 25th. He's in the 98. The 15 is Wally Dallin. Back the 88. That is Dale Jarrett. Jeff Bodine also in the picture there. How's Dale Jarrett feeling, Randy? Is he radioed into the crew at all?
Yes, he has, Eli. He said nothing about himself physically as he tries to make a move under Jeremy Mayfield. He said, though, the car's a little bit loose. On the first pit stop, let's drop the track bar.
And that is the same car they used at Charlotte to dominate there in the Coca-Cola 600. A lot of folks were kind of confiding in the garage that their backup was actually a little quicker than the primary car. Meanwhile, back towards the front, you've got Jimmy Spencer in the 23, Terry Labonte in the 5. That is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And Ernie Irvin hits the wall, tagged by Todd, or at least Brett Bodine. He'll spin out of control, Bodine will. Dale Jarrett comes down the pit lane to avoid. He is not stopping. He just took the high ground through the pit road, and we are under caution. Caution will fly on the 28th lap. On the quick look we had, looked as though Ernie had tagged the wall, came off the wall, and then Brett Bodine was there and had nowhere to go.
That's been typical of Brett's year this year, Eli. He's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. They've had some real good cars, some real good runs with that Lowe's Ford, and just just in the wrong place, just like here today. A lot of damage there on Ernie Irvin's car.
Yeah. Can't see the right side tires, obviously. Don't know exactly how it's tracking, but it can't be real good.
Well, you can see
it's tracking
yeah,
like
the rear end housing turned all the way to the left there, so he's got to go in and fix that.
He's skating more than a member of the Montreal Canadiens right now. And there you see Brett's machine. He is already out. That's Brett you see on the other side of the wall, I believe. So, yep, there he is being checked out by the folks from the safety and medical crew here at Pocono. And if you read Brett's lips, he said, "I'm okay." He just kind of ran out of racetrack. Let's see what happened, fellas. Let's wait for Ernie's car. Already around.
We couldn't tell whether he had contact or not prior to spinning, but that just turned him around right in front of Brett, and he had nowhere to go.
Well, Brett had nowhere to go either. He just was there, victim of circumstances.
And you see Dale Jarrett on the right of your screen. He just said the only place that's clear is pit road, and he came hightailing it down. And if you're curious, in an instance like this, you do not get penalized for speeding on pit road as you escape an accident scene.
Just nowhere to go for Brett. He'd already committed up against the wall and already turned around right in front of him.
Did you see Todd Bodine in the 94 bearing down on his brother in the 11?
Wow.
And just yanking that car away? He was looking broadside at his brother's car, middle of that front stretch.
Well, once Brett made contact in the first part of that wreck, he was just along for the ride because all the steering was knocked out of that car. When he hit the second time, he had no control whatsoever over that car.
So we are under caution for the second time this afternoon. We are live at Pocono. 28 laps are in the books, and Ricky Rudd shows the way.
Bug Be Gone from Ortho, the only ready-to-use diazinon bug killer that kills virtually any bug anywhere.
You don't throw just any filter into car number 18.
All the action here in the third quarter. And here's the
which is why only quality Wix filters make Joe Gibbs' team.
Hey, I'm green, 18. Hunt, hunt. Coach Gibbs, any comments? Well, we're looking pretty good this year. He sees his man. He fires. Yes!
Out at the 33-yard line. Looks like there's going to be an interference call against Joey.
Gentlemen, don't quit your day job.
Wix filters, proud to be a part of Joe Gibbs Racing.
There's no place I'd rather be.
Now
Now at Pep Boys, get a $5 rebate on all Raybestos Pro Stop lifetime brakes. Car, truck, import, or domestic. That's $5 back on Raybestos lifetime brakes. You'll never have to buy brakes again. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 Infinitread radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear Infinitreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
Welcome back to Pocono. We hope we can welcome you to Opryland, USA. TNN's Salute to Motorsports at Opryland is coming up in just a very few days. Starts 10 days from now, June the 26th through the 30th. A number of the top stars of NASCAR will be on hand, including Jeff Gordon. For more information, just call that number, 615-889-6611. And that is a phone line that's available to you Monday through Friday. Let's take a look again as they continue the cleanups at exactly what took place. Riding with Mark Martin. He'll get a look at the accident that involved Ernie and Brett Bodine.
Looks like Ernie just got wide, maybe. Loose particles of rubber, and the thing just went around.
Very similar was qualifying.
Here came Brett, nowhere to. 4 come barreling through before, and he just avoided his brother, Todd Bodine, driving and avoiding Brett Bodine.
You know, the track surface looks real wide, but when you're running 140, 50 miles an hour, it's pretty tough.
Riding now with Jeremy Mayfield.
Boy, I'm telling you, where do you go?
Man.
Wow. He went right in between the 2 wrecked cars there. With Jeremy Mayfield.
On the pit lane, the pits should be opening in a moment. Jeff Green has already been on pit road. They are having some carburetor problems on the car that is owned by Dale and Teresa Earnhardt. So Tony Uri and the fellas are checking over the number 14 Racing for Kids Chevrolet. And there you see how your favorites are running on the track. There's the Jeff Green entry. Bright blue colors.
That's one nice thing about this racetrack. If you do have a little bit of trouble, it takes so long at 60 or 70 miles an hour, whatever the pace car is running, to get around here that you have time to work on a lot of things.
Yeah, you rarely lose a lap here unless you've got major significant problems.
But one bad thing, if you ever run out of fuel on the front straightaway here, you cannot coast back around. That's impossible, so you lose a lot of time.
That's true. No banking to speak of as pit stops now begin. Let's see if anybody stays out there behind Elmo.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Pretty lonely right now.
Joe Nemechek's going to stay out. Well, let's go to Randy Pemberton. He's going to cover pit stops.
The DuPont Chevrolet is in. Derek Cope in on pit road, right up the road from him. 4 tires it's going to be for the 24 car. They discussed the possibility of changing 2 tires. Ray Evernham, on occasion, likes to try it to see if the chassis will work on a 2-tire stop. Use it later on down the road. 4 tires done. Extra man over the wall. 24 car down and away. Glenn?
Hey. Okay, Randy, we're down here in front of Ricky Rudd, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and a great pit stop for Hut Strickland. They only changed right side tires. Earnhardt did 4, he's down and away. Rudd did 4, he's down and away. There was a chassis adjustment on Earnhardt's car. They made none on Rudd, even though he reported being just a little bit loose. But Hut Strickland, I believe, only changed outside tires because he beat him.
So we are going to be seeing a shuffle in the running order because some teams did take 2 tires. Others took 4. We'll reset the order for you as soon as we come back to Pocono.
It's 400 miles of rocky, rutted trails with enough bumps and jumps to shake a truck to pieces. But if you think an endurance race through the Arizona desert is a real torture test for a truck, just imagine what it can do to a battery. That's why Parker 400 winners Dan Smith and Dave Ashley chose a battery they could depend on to go the distance. The Duralast battery. The same Duralast you can depend on for your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
With Best Western's new family plan, you may get discounts to attractions like Six Flags theme parks or the zoo, maybe coupons for food, giveaways for kids, great offers from United Artists Theaters, and thrifty car rental. Every Best Western gives you so much, and a room for the family at a special family plan rate. Maybe even a deal on a second room for the kids. For family plan reservations, call 1-800-528-1234 or your travel agent.
When you're traveling with your family, stay with our team at Best Western.
Brought to you by Gladiator and Universal Luxury Bands, the official bands of tracks, teams, and drivers throughout the NASCAR world. Call 1-800-445-2825 for a dealer near you.
Here at Pocono, working the second caution flag of the afternoon. Tough break for Kenny Schrader, a stop-and-go penalty with tires getting loose from the team on the pit lane. While he does come in, the crew will check things over and they'll splash a little more fuel in. They are going to be bringing in Ward Burton as well for a stop-and-go penalty as we work the 32nd lap of 200 here at Pocono International Raceway. Right now, time for an AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,300 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone is the best parts in auto parts.
With pit stop adjustable race cars becoming more and more important, one of the biggest changes we can do now on a pit stop is raise and lower the panner bar without affecting the length of the stop. In the years past, the panner bar could only be raised or lowered 1 inch at a time by taking a bolt out, raising it, putting it back in. That would make the pit stop way too long. Nowadays, we can raise it as much as 1 inch at a time by just running a jack screw up and down, the same as we do when we're changing the wedge in the car. If Jeff Gordon has a tight race car, we can raise this track bar and make it a looser race car. If he has a loose race car, we can lower this track bar and tighten the race car up for him.
So we thank Ray Evernham, who of course is crew chief for Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevrolet. On the pit lane, Jeff Burton. We've been seeing some smoke from behind the Exide Ford earlier this afternoon. You see in the back of the car, NASCAR officials are looking beneath the car. Glenn?
Excuse me, Eli. I was talking to Richard Childress there. He was telling me Dale Earnhardt was just a little bit loose. That's the adjustment they made. The problem that Jeff Burton had yesterday, they had a main seal oil problem, and they thought that they had it repaired, that they got the leak stopped, but evidently they didn't. So that was the problem. They were getting ready to have to come in. In fact, they did come in just as that wreck was happening down there off of the final turn. I don't know, is that turn 3, turn 6, turn 8? What is it?
That's turn 3. It's a triangle.
Oh, okay.
How can you have turn 8 in a triangle? You gotta talk to that boy down there.
Glenn, I'm like you. I thought it was 8 too.
I guess if you had, well, you're still 3 corners, so if you had turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, I guess if you wanted to use conventional numbering, but for triangular purposes, as the field gets the 1 to go.
I can make it be 6, Eli, but I can't make it be 8.
I can't make it be 8. Any way you look at it.
You never run like I did up here.
Ward Burton now coming down the pit lane, running in 5th position, and he will come in for a stop-and-go penalty right now. They are going to fill it up, Randy, while it's in.
Well, the tough break for these guys, like you said, Eli, he was running 5th. They knew they were going to take on 4 tires anyway, so they weren't going to lose some track position with some of those teams that might take on 2 tires. So it's not that disturbing. I talked to a couple of these guys. They think they're running good. They got a shot to win this race.
They do. The MB&A Pontiac has been very, very strong all weekend long. Hut Strickland in the number 8.
Eli, one thing you have to really concern yourself with, when you lose track position here, it is very, very difficult to get back to those lead cars. Even though they took on 2 tires, Ward Burton has to work extremely hard to keep up because of track position. Anything that happens is going to happen in front of him.
As we are about a half lap away from going green, don't forget, folks, Opryland is the official destination of NASCAR. For more information on Opryland, call 615-889-6611. The phone number will be available to you Monday through Friday. Get all information about Opryland. It's a great time. Lots to see. Great hotels. The Opryland Hotel, one of the classiest facilities in America.
It'll be interesting to see how these 3 cars, the 3 leaders we know for sure took on 2 tires, Hut Strickland, Mark Martin, and Robert Presley. So it'll be interesting to see how they compare with Jeff Gordon and all the cars behind him that took on 4 tires.
Carburetor problems continue for Jeff Green, and Tony Uri and the boys, Randy, are pushing that car to the garage.
Well, they thought it was a carburetor problem. They went and got another one. They stuck it on there. Still had a problem, and just not firing right. Then they thought it might be a battery or battery cable. They're not going for points, so they're going to go and try and fix it, and he'll come back out and ride around. But they don't know what the problem is right now.
Jeff Green, that is the NASCAR Busch Series driver, tested here a couple of weeks ago. First time he'd ever seen Pocono International Raceway other than on television. Tough early afternoon for him. Maybe they can get it back. Here we go. Green flag going up on the board. 35 laps are complete of 200. And Wayman Hut Strickland from Calera, Alabama shows the way. And here comes Mr. Earnhardt around Robert Presley. Here comes Rudd in the 10, Gordon in the 24, all around the Skoll machine.
Hey, Jeff Gordon looked pretty good on the outside there. He hung right with him.
Good scramble now. Joe Nemechek, who remember is a lap down, but is running with the leaders right now, is being bypassed by Mark Martin. Joe had a pit stop at lap 4, pit stop again at lap number 6 in the aftermath of his accident with Bobby Labonte. And Mark Martin, remember, he was in 16th before the pit stops. Now he's up near the front. Here comes Derek Cope, who is led. He'll get right by Jeff Gordon. And Rick Mast behind them to try and get around Robert Presley.
Yeah, it's good to have Robert Presley back. You know, he was injured, and now he's back in the 33 car. A lot of talent there, and we're glad to have him back in our Winston Cup racing.
It looks like the 2 tires worked pretty well for Hut Strickland and Mark Martin, but did not work on Robert Presley's car.
Presley continues to backslide just a bit.
Ricky Rudd's car, he does not even need the draft. You see him drop way over on the left side of the racetrack here and pull up on Earnhardt as they start into the tunnel turn. You can see he has a very, very good race car. Earnhardt's not letting off this time, though. He's holding it there.
Oh, here comes Derek Cope for 3 wide.
Somebody's got to give. You can't run 3 wide here.
2 wide's hard enough at this racetrack.
Well, Cope makes the pass. Earnhardt goes by. Rudd's in line. You see ahead of Jeff Gordon. Working lap number 35 of 200 here at Pocono. We are live on TNN Motorsports. Glad you're tuned in on this Father's Day Saturday, or Sunday at least.
That looked a little more like Earnhardt that we know. He's been backing off in the past couple of races and giving people breaks, but that time he went on in the corner, and that's typical of number 3 of Earnhardt.
They've been incredible lately, Dale Earnhardt, really. 22 last races, 4 wins, 18 top 5s, 20 top 10s in their last 22. There's Mark Martin now, very much in the hunt for the lead. Glenn, what in the world did they do to get the car working like this?
Well, Eli, a while ago, Mark just didn't like the car. It was pretty loose with a lot of traffic behind him, so he just backed off through the field and found a gap there, ran behind. Well, in fact, he was running behind Ernie Irvin when that wreck happened. But they came in this time under the pit when they all pitted. They only changed 2 tires. Steve Hill told me the reason they did it now, hey, this is the perfect time to try it to see if it works. We might need to do it later on. And the reason that I thought there might be 8 turns is I raced here one time and wrecked off of turn 3 or 6, and I turned around so many times I thought there were 8.
That explains that.
That's why he thought there was 8 corners here.
Derek Cope inside of Earnhardt. That's for 3rd spot now.
Boy, I tell you what, Derek Cope is strong today. You see Ricky Rudd getting in the draft here. They're heading towards the tunnel turn. 3 wide going in there. Here comes Ricky.
You couldn't do that on the old pavement.
Well, you could, but the man on the outside would have a heart attack almost when you did that.
Ricky Rudd has made a lot of moves here, a lot of passes. We've got Dale Jarrett coasting on the pit road at a very slow speed.
And it looks as though he might not even be under power as we watch battles on the racetrack. Dale Jarrett is on the pit lane. What's the story down there?
Well, first of all, Eli, he said the oil pressure went. Then he came back over the radio and said, guys, the motor broke. He may not make it to the garage area.
Well, he has made it to the pit lane as the hood goes up now, but a tough weekend to say the very least for Dale Jarrett. If you weren't with us earlier, if you haven't heard, he had an accident at qualifying Friday, cracked a rib on his left side, broke a bone beneath his right knee. Now they push the car to the garage, 38 laps complete, and apparently their day is done. Now up front, Hut Strickland still showing the way to Mark Martin. They are 1st and 2nd. Derek Cope is 3rd, Earnhardt 4th, Rudd 5th, Gordon is 6th, Mast is 7th, Spencer is 8th, Jeff Bodine is 9th, and Michael Waltrip 10th. Turning laps in the 163.5-mile-an-hour range right now for Hut Strickland.
Boy, Hut is really getting around this racetrack. He's not giving up anything anywhere on the racetrack. He's running very well through the corners, great down the straightaways.
We are live at Pocono International Raceway as Hut Strickland and Mark Martin pace the field, but we're still very early, and Jack Roush knows it.
You were chicken as a little kid. You were chicken as a bigger little kid. And now that you're grown up, you've got one last chance to do something really, truly daring.
Chicken pizza?
Sure, we know it sounds scary. But come on, you can do it.
Great.
Sure it is. With 100% chicken breast and 100% Pizza Hut pizza, it's delicious. You'll never be chicken again.
Hi, what's your name?
We stand corrected.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
These people just witnessed an amazing demonstration. We put this Duraloop treated engine through the ultimate torture test. We drained all the oil, all the water, then flooded it with a fire hose. It kept on running because Duraloop protects your engine like no other product can.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself.
Now let Duraloop make a believer out of you. Duraloop, peace of mind in a bottle.
Monday on TNN. Get your front row seat. Join host Ricky Skaggs, Patty Loveless, Jim Lauderdale, and Ralph Stanley. CMT presents Monday Night Concerts, 8 Eastern on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Turn on to adventure. Turn on to fun. Turn on to excitement. Turn on to romance. Turn on to emotion. Turn on to an American original. Turn on to country. Turn on to CMT. If CMT is not available in your area, contact your cable operator.
When the Bush Boys invade the short track confines of Myrtle Beach, it's a test of survival. With tricky turns and heavy traffic, this tight little oval puts the squeeze on race teams. Last year, Larry Pierce and Stanley Toole Chevy had the hardware to take the victory. Who's got the right stuff this year? From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's the Bush Grand National Carolina Pride Advance Auto Parts 250. Saturday, 5 p.m., 4 Central on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back, everybody. It looks rather benign out there right now with Hut Strickland showing the way. While you were gone, Mark Martin led lap number 41, but then very quickly found himself shuffled back in traffic, and Hut Strickland took the lead again at lap 42, and Mark Martin caught back in traffic there. You see him in the 6th car behind Jeff Gordon, who battles Earnhardt now for 5th.
Here comes Mark trying to make a move on the inside. He got caught in a bad spot on the outside a while ago, but look at Mark Martin make a move there.
Mark took the lead at lap 41. Hut Strickland got loose in the number 1 corner, and then Martin pulled him off the first turn and then took the lead for a lap. Here now is a scramble back for 2nd spot, which is won by Derek Cope over Ricky Rudd. So Derek now running in the 2nd spot behind the race leader, Hut Strickland.
Strickland's been able to maintain his speed with only the 2 tires. He's, you know, the 3 cars that only changed 2, he's by far been the best car. Now, Mark Martin's also pretty good, but not quite as good as Hut Strickland right now. He tried to make a move on Jeff Gordon going on in turn 1.
You watch Derek Cope and Rudd, though. These 2 cars are like a rocket ship. A brand new chassis there on the 12 car of Cope, and it is really working well. I guarantee you one thing, it's new, but there'll be a lot of people looking at that chassis at the next race.
In the garage area, Dale Jarrett has joined the list of attrition along with Bobby Labonte, Ernie Irvin, Brett Bodine, and apparently Jeff Green. Let's get an update from the garage.
Well, Jarrett, I know you can't believe it. We can't really either. Sort of the same problem you guys had at Charlotte, but went on to win that race.
Yeah, I guess it's the same thing. I guess we thought we cured it, but we hadn't, and we were lucky there and not quite as fortunate here.
So a bolt backed out?
Yeah, it broke, I think, and you know, we don't know why it may have, but like I say, it's the 2nd time, and we got away with it 1 time, but not this time.
That's it from Dale Jarrett.
Boy, what a weekend that man has had. So Dale Jarrett in the garage area. Jeff Green has just returned to the track. He is a couple of laps down now after the repairs to either the carburetor or what have you that Tony Eury was looking for beneath the hood. There are Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon. That's 4th place, fellas.
They're running about the same right now. The 2 cars are very even. You see Jeff Gordon just a little bit loose across the tunnel turn, but all in all, the car seems to be working well. He and Earnhardt are sitting back there running.
Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd there in 3rd. As Pounding in the tire tracks of Derek Cope. Hut Strickland continues to lead.
Well, if drafting means anything, they should be able to run Hut Strickland down. You see him closing in down near going in the corner there. The two cars drafting together should pull up on Hut Strickland in just a few laps from now.
You know, Ricky Rudd, here he goes trying to make another pass on the 12 car, Derek Cope. Ricky Rudd has attempted a lot of passes today. He may not have made them all, but he'll store that information, and when it comes down to the end of the race, if he has to make a pass, well, he'll have a good idea what works and what doesn't.
At the same time, Jeff Gordon has just passed Dale Earnhardt out on the racetrack to move up one more spot to 4th position as we work lap number 45 of 200. Just tuning in, 2 cautions. Bobby Labonte and Joe Nemechek got together on the 3rd lap. Then Ernie Irvin and Brett Bodine together on lap number 28. So those 2 yellows have slowed the speed just a tad. There's Jimmy Spencer in the 23, the 7 Jeff Bodine, the 75 Morgan Shepherd. They're running now in 8th, 9th, and 10th. And here comes old Rick Mast in the 1, challenging Earnhardt for 5th.
Well, at Dover, Rick Mast had one of the fastest cars there. Let's see who wins the drag race into the corner. Looks like Mast takes the position.
Blows right by him there. You know, Rick has only had 1 engine failure in 11 starts this year. That's an earmark of that team, has been for years.
I talked to Kevin Hamlin this morning, and he said they ran really well in last practice yesterday afternoon. So he said, hey, I don't know how I'm going to run today, but we were pretty good yesterday afternoon. He looks pretty good so far.
Kevin Hamlin being the crew chief for Rick Mast. Good battle up front. Ricky Rudd for the lead. Trying to get around Hut Strickland. Can he make it stick to the outside?
Wow, on the outside.
That's power.
Yes, sir. That's a power move. That is for sure. But Hut Strickland is probably getting the word from his crew. Hey, listen, Ricky Rudd's a very fast car. Let's ride with him a little while, see what he's doing. Maybe pick up a groove change. It might be a little bit quicker.
Peter Guile and Pro Motors doing the engines for Ricky Rudd's team. But Hut's right behind him there.
You also have to remember, too, Eli, is that there's 150 laps to go in this race, too. So these guys don't want to use up all their equipment in the first quarter of the race.
Tell this guy he's going back for the lead again.
As I say that, Hut Strickland pulls underneath Ricky Rudd.
And to the stride, that'll be Hut, I believe, by inches had it been the final lap of the day. Last year, this is not unusual for Pocono as that battle for the lead continues. Last year, 37 lead changes among 13 drivers in the July race. And look at this scramble.
Boy, that's getting awful close to a wreck right there. You see him start moving down and taking part of the room away from the guys on the inside. All you have to do is touch that car on the outside, and away he goes.
Ricky Rudd just says, I'll watch it from the rear view.
Tell you how tough Derek Cope is. That car has went back to 4th, all the way back up to the lead, back to 4th 2 or 3 times, and still maintains. Look how he pulls up in this flat part of the racetrack. That car is very strong, Phil.
It sure is.
And you know what's so rewarding, too, fellas? On Friday here, the crew chief for Derek Cope, Jimmy Fenning, was wearing one of the work shirts that they have around the shop, and the name over the pocket on Friday said Joe. Yesterday, I saw him in the garage on the work shirt. The name over the pocket said Earl. This is for Jimmy Fennick. I said, what the heck's going on? Yesterday you're Joe, today you're Earl. He said, you know, we just are on a tight budget. We wear whatever shirts are around that belong to guys who used to work here. As long as it fits you, you wear it. That's why this is particularly rewarding to see Bobby Allison's team running up front. 6 lead changes among 4 different drivers thus far, as we are in the mid stages of the UAW GM Teamwork 500.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
helps to get you going. When you're on your own out on the road, it's such a comfort knowing you got the snake light from Black & Decker. I get around, I'm the snake light.
I'm the king grill. Oh, yeah. Baby, you know who's boss. Give me a 2-inch thick T-bone. Spicy, tangy, Heinz 57 steak sauce.
Yeah, you're cooking now.
Let's eat.
How far can you go on $199? Well, come to Pep Boys and you can go 80,000 miles. Because right now you can get 4 of our 80,000-mile tires for just $199. That's a full set for under $200. Oh, the roads you'll travel, the sights you'll see, the money you'll save. You can even charge them on your Pep Boys credit card. That's $199 for any size, any 4 of our 80,000-mile tires in stock. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Imagine a satellite system that turned digital signals into vivid pictures and CD quality sound. What would it look like? How big would it be? Oh, about 18 inches. The RCA Digital Satellite System. Customized programming and the power of digital technology. Now in a convenient take-home size.
Hurry over to Radio Shack
and check out the new RCA DSS system.
I guess we'll walk into Radio Shack.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the UAW GM Teamwork 500, presented by ProMotion Engine Treatment, is brought to you by Pep Boys. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price. Tires and service too. Everything but gas. And by RCA, changing entertainment again.
Yep.
That is a scramble that we've been watching for the last few moments as Ricky Rudd works now, trying to hang on to a spot there, works the inside of the racetrack. He battles with Hutch Strickland for 3rd spot. Derek Cope is the race leader. After Ricky Rudd took the lead at lap number 49 and led for lap 50 as well, it swapped around to Derek at lap number 51.
And Jeff Gordon's on a run right now. That car is really handling well. He's going across the tunnel turn, probably quick as any car out there. You see him in 2nd spot, moving in on Derek Cope as they head down into turn 1.
13 career NASCAR Winston Cup wins for Jeff Gordon, tying him with Dick Rathman and the late Tim Richmond. At this age, he's only 1 win behind Dick Hutcherson and Leroy Yarbrough.
Wow, that's impressive. I tell you what, he's only going to get better, too. That's the thing that everybody says. And he's a great driver right now. National championship at 24 years old. What a guy.
He's a talent. The folks at Napa bringing you all of the rundowns that you're seeing across the top of the screen here. Napa, we keep America running. We are just 4 laps away from the special charity lap today. Who's going to get that money from Heinz? Right now, it's either Derek Cope or Jeff Gordon. The folks from Heinz have a payment on the line today to the charity of the driver, favored charity for the driver who leads at lap 57. And right now, lap 54 up on the board. It's Gordon and Cope battling, and Hutt, and Earnhardt, and Rudd and Martin.
You see everybody trying to get the great drafting help that they can get down the straightaway. Derek Cope is so strong, he went by Gordon on the outside, though, in the middle of the corner. He is extremely strong.
If you're curious, too, Kenny Schrader and Ward Burton, the 2 guys who had to make the stop-and-go penalties earlier, they're all the way back to 22nd and 23rd right now. So they're cutting through the field pretty well, Phil.
They are, but that just goes to show you what track position will do. I mean, Ward Burton was in the top 5 when the caution flag came out. We've run a number of laps since the green flag came back out, and he's still mired back in 23rd position, and he's passed a lot of cars.
Derek Cope from Spanaway, Washington. Could have been a pro baseball player. Had some knee problems, though. Chicago Cubs were looking at him long and hard as a catcher. Just never did pan out. The field is panning out now, trying to chase him down.
Eli, I've never seen this many cars this long into a run after a caution flag, this competitive. It's got to be the track surface.
The new pavement, sure.
Wow, you could see there. Derek Cope did something there impossible to do. I mean, he passed Jeff Gordon back. Now they're fighting going in the tunnel turn. He has to back off there.
And Hutch Strickland has that 2nd spot ahead of Cope and Earnhardt. You know, sometimes you'll ask the fellas in the garage about a new paving job, and somewhere you're going to get a dissenting vote. There was not one. I mean, we, honest to goodness, went to virtually every single driver, ARCA and Winston Cup, and to a man, they said, when Clarence Cagle came in here, the Mattioli family, it's the best paving job right there with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that they've experienced.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, anybody that ever drove on this racetrack can tell you that's the best thing they could have ever done for this racetrack, because the pavement is absolutely worn out. Now they have a great surface, and look at the racing.
That's among the top handful. Rusty Wallace is getting into the picture soon. He and Bobby Hamilton scrambling for 10th behind this pack of cars. This is why this racetrack is jam-packed and why the Mattiolis are talking about another 10,000 seats and so on. The uniqueness of this facility gives you some special shows. There's Mark Martin. He's running in 6th spot right now. Behind him, Rick Mast in 7th.
Boy, that's a great shot. That's exactly what the driver sees. You see him jumping around just a little bit. That means you're right on the apron when you start out, how smooth the car is out towards the front straightaway.
And now working at lap 57, the race leader, Jeff Gordon. And Jeff Gordon has won the Heinz 57 charity lap. Heinz donating $1,000 to the charity of choice for Jeff Gordon, who led the race here at lap number 57. The Heinz charity lap brought to you by tangy Heinz 57 steak sauce. Let's eat. Okay. Let's eat. That's what it says here.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. We are live at Pocono International Raceway. Glad you're tuned in on TNN Motorsports with Phil Parsons and Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, Randy Pemberton, and a cameo visit earlier from Bill Elliott. I'm Eli Gold. That's the battle for the lead. Jeff Gordon, Hut Strickland, around Johnny Benson. Johnny crashed here in testing a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to come down the pit lane. The Pennzoil Pontiac will come to the attention of Doug Hewitt and that crew. All of those cars you see now are in contention for the lead. None in that huge pack up front is a lap down. As a matter of fact, at this stage of the day, 32 cars still on the lead lap. Let's see if Hut Strickland can muscle past Jeff Gordon.
Boy, he's got to feel so good about this car. I mean, the car has not really performed this whole year the way he wanted it to. And here, look at this car, dominating this race, running very well, passing one of the fastest cars in practice here, Jeff Gordon. Now he's out there doing his thing in front of all this crowd. It's got to help him as far as the sponsor.
Hut Strickland ran well last year.
Yes, he did.
In the Bernstein car.
Ran well here. He ran well at Dover. Felipe Lopez is the crew chief for that team. Hut came home in the top 5 here a season ago in 5th position. We're working lap 60 of 200. We are live as Bill France Jr. to the right of your screen, the president of NASCAR, enjoys this day.
If it's Saturday night, it's steak night. That's just the way it's always been.
And I always use my favorite steak sauce.
It's tradition.
Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for something different.
Something rich, robust.
Something zesty, hearty.
Delicious.
It's there, and it's great.
A steak sauce for me? Are you serious?
Can you do that?
Yeah, all right.
New A1 Thick and Hearty. Steak has never been done like this before.
The Pontiac Firebird waits. 305 horsepower comes to life. Ram air induction turns air into fuel in a rush. Firebird, you're ready to fly.
It's an engine protection breakthrough. New Lubricator 2001 Super Engine Treatment. In independent lab tests, Lubricator 2001 prevented engine metal wear 30% better than Slick 50 and 2 times better than Duralube. Lubricator 2001 contains a revolutionary synthetic friction modifier, XL17, which bonds the critical engine parts to reduce metal wear like no petroleum product. Get the one that beats Slick 50 and Duralube. Lubricator 2001 Super Engine Treatment.
What do you get when you take Wendy's crispy chicken nuggets, 5 tender pieces of all white meat, served with one of 4 savory sauces, and make them just 99 cents every day?
You get busy.
Wendy's crispy chicken nuggets, now just 99 cents.
right now. Get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 Infinitred radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear Infinitreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
The American Speed Association. It's a different breed of racing. Total determination unleashed on cutting-edge racing vehicles. It takes metal, nerve, with no room for let-up. It's a convergence of contenders, all vying for just one thing: to win. The ASA AZ Delco Challenge Series, Kansas City Pontiac Dealers Pontiac Excitement 300. Saturday, June 29th at 9 p.m. 8 Central on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back, everybody. A quick reminder, you can race into the all-new and official store of NASCAR. Visit NASCAR Thunder. It's open at the Gwinnett Place Mall in Atlanta, Georgia. NASCAR Thunder, the official store of NASCAR, with a huge selection of anything you'd like from the sanctioning body or your favorite driver. It's all available at NASCAR Thunder. 62 laps on the board right now. There are some of the fellows we've not seen in a bit. We're looking back at 22nd, 23rd position and so on. Kyle Petty in the 42, Joe Nemechek in the 87. You've got Kenny Wallace there in the 81, the Square D machine. Dick Trickle in the Heilig-Myers car. That scramble you're seeing right there is for 25th position in the case of Wallace. Nemechek is yet another lap down, the 87. There's the 90. Dick Trickle took over from Mike Wallace earlier in the week as the driver for Junie Donlevy. And right behind them, Darrell Waltrip. Now for third spot. Earnhardt inside of Cope. Rudd inside of Cope. Then what makes Mark Martin decide which way to go there? Just because he was getting to turn one and had to do something?
Yeah, you want to get back in the preferred line, and even though you can race very fast on the outside in 1 and 2, the preferred line is right around the base of the racetrack.
Some of your other favorites, Terry Labonte, started 11th. He's now running in 14th, if you're curious. Haven't talked much about Ricky Craven after starting 4th. He is now all the way back in 30th position, though still on the lead lap. And there's Ricky Rudd. We ride with him in turn 3. Now pit stop's about to begin. Peeling off is Hut Strickland. The Circuit City Ford will be first to pit. He will pit at lap number 65. So the first team is in. We expect most all of the other leaders within the next few moments. Glenn?
He's way down at the far end of pit road, and it's a long, long way. I know you have to come out at 4,500 RPMs, 65 miles per hour. They will go with 4 tires this time, obviously, because they only did 2 last time. Hut and his crew chief, Felipe Lopez, were talking on the radio about what they were going to do, and Hut said, hey, man, can we keep these tires on the whole race? Felipe said, I don't think they're going to last quite that long, but great wear out of the left side tires. Everybody's saying that they can probably hit just 2 tires. 21.02 seconds, not a bad pit stop.
Not bad at all. 34 laps after their last stop. Kenny Wallace also in at lap number 65. As Jeff Gordon shows the way. None of the other leaders coming down the pit lane quite yet. Lap 65 on the board. Let's go back a couple of laps. See if you see a problem with Ricky Rudd's machine. Take a close look there. See that little smoke? A little touch of smoke. What do you think? Did they maybe get a tire rub there? It was tough to tell. Did he touch the brakes a little hard?
I don't think he would be shifting right there, so I don't think it came from the engine. I'm not really sure what that was.
He's certainly not backing out. There had been some contact between he and Earnhardt earlier in the day, but that was the first time we'd ever noticed that puff of smoke from Ricky.
We can put these young guys to work there. You can see the dashboard. It ought to tell you. I could read the fuel pressure is on 8 pounds, so he's not having any fuel problem. Here we have the guys going down pit road now for some stops.
Mark Martin, Bobby Hamilton is in, Rusty Wallace is in, Jeff Burton is in, Sterling Marlin will pit. This is lap number 66 of 200 here at Pocono. Mark Martin running in 7th spot. Loy Allen makes a stop as well here at lap number 66. Glenn Jarrett's down there.
Well, Eli, they have gone the other way right now. They changed only right side tires a while ago. This time, they're only changing left side tires. 13.8 seconds pit stop. Different strategy entirely for Mark Martin. Left sides only. So, man, these guys are getting great tire wear, both left and right side. Got to be that new pavement, man. That's unheard of.
Rusty Wallace, we told you, in for a stop. Also in now at the other end of the pit lane, Randy McDonald. First race he is qualified for this year after starting on the pole yesterday for the ARCA cars. Rick Mast is in, Jeff Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, and Bobby Hillen. Todd Bodine is in. Lake Speed. Here comes Jeremy Mayfield and Kyle Petty. Most everybody peeling off the racetrack now. Craven is in as Gordon continues to lead. Wally Dallenbach, John Andretti is in, Kyle Petty in for service. All of this at lap 67 under green.
These are scheduled pit stops right now, Eli. You'll see all the leaders probably within the next 2 or 3 laps probably be in the pits.
Darrell Waltrip here trying not to go a lap down. Jeff Gordon trying to lap the 33rd place runner. And nope, he's not going to come down pit road this time either.
Wow, I tell you one thing, they must know exactly how much fuel that car uses, because if they run out, hanging out there like that, I tell you, they won't coast this whole lap around.
Here come Derek Cope and Ricky Rudd. Michael Waltrip is in. Robert Presley is in. Steve Grissom is in. Randy?
Well, the 12 team goes to work on the right side. They're just as proud of their pit crew as they are this brand new race car. They want to have a dynamite stop here. Right side looks good so far. They come around for the left side tires. Second can of gas going in. Good pit stop going on so far for the Badcock cars. Glenn?
Okay, Ricky Rudd's down here, Randy. He's in. They've already gone to the right side. This will be a 4-tire change. Rudd changed 4 tires a while ago. They're taking no chances down here. They want to look at the tires after 30-some hot laps on them. Rudd is down in the way, but it was a 4-tire change here. They lost about 10 seconds to Mark Martin on that pit stop.
Now Jeff Gordon comes down the pit lane. Ray Evernham, Ed Guzzo, and the crew waiting. This will be lap number 69. The pit stop for the race leader, Randy Pemberton.
Rainbow Warriors going to work. Nice clean stop by Gordon. Extra man over the wall to clean the windshield. It's going to be 4 tires. They discussed them. Possible chassis adjustments. Not going to make any, which is understandable as well as they're running. Left side tires coming off. Second set going on. Glenn?
Well, Randy Earnhardt has brought the Chevrolet in now, and they're going to the right side. It looks to me like that they're only going to do 2. No, they're going to do both sides. I see the guy with the left side tires here now. They do come around to the left side. Again, another chassis adjustment, this time on the right rear. The adjustment they made a while ago, as Richard Childress told us, because a little loose, it was on the left rear. This time they adjusted the right rear. 4 tires fuel. Chassis adjustment. Earnhardt is down in the way with 21.45 seconds.
So all of these pit stops under green. As soon as we come back, all of the stops should be complete. Here comes Terry Labonte. We'll reset the running order for you in a moment. We're at lap 70.
I get here early to stock up on Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil because it gives my engine complete protection.
Me too.
Michael Andretti.
Texaco Haviland Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility and fight vaporization. And it's the same oil used by championship racing teams.
Empty.
Tough track, huh?
Take it to the stars.
Get a Dream Team basketball with a 12-quart Haviland Formula 3 or 6-quart Haviland Synthetic purchase. You look at a garage a lot differently when you see who it belongs to, especially Sears Garage, where right now new Bridgestone road handlers are all on sale. When you need a great deal on tires, take a look at our garage. Sears Auto Center.
Well, pit stop's now concluding, and it's all cycled around to those 2 men at the point right now. Over the last few seconds, both Terry Labonte and Ken Schrader have made their scheduled stops. So the leader is now Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin is second, Hut Strickland third, Rusty Wallace is fourth, Derek Cope is fifth, followed by Ward Burton, Ricky Rudd, and Morgan Shepherd.
Stay there, boy.
Hey, I'll go get the beer.
Just a cold one isn't cold enough. Crack open the refreshing taste of cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than just looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all is listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they got a problem they're gonna fix themselves, I'm gonna do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
NASCAR fans, sail with the Winston Cup Stars December 9th through 13th on the second annual NASCAR Family Cruise to benefit the Winston Cup Racing Wives Auxiliary. Enjoy NASCAR festivities, parties, and activities, plus stops in the Bahamas. Call now for 5 days and 4 nights on the Big Red Boat, leaving December 9th.
If you're a big country music fan, you want to know who's hot. It's easy when you know where to turn. Country Music Television's Top 12 Countdown is your chance to see who's on top of the charts and who's coming on strong. Turn on to the Top 12 Countdown, Fridays at 10. Turn on to country. Turn on to genuine CMT. Country Music Television. June 25th on TNN.
Honky Tonkins, what I do best.
It's a Marty party with Marty Stewart, Leroy Parnell, Delbert McClinton, and Shelby Lynn.
1,600 miles from the people I love. Girl, you can sing.
Well, I try, babe.
To know how to feel, they're trying to shook us.
The Marty Party, June 25th on TNN.
Back at the beautiful Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, Lake Speed and Jeremy Mayfield right now. That is 18th and 19th spot. As closer to the front, you've got 5th and 6th position on your screen now. Rusty Wallace and Derek Cope running together. Rusty's not led a lap today. Derek Cope has led many. Right now, Terry Labonte is in 3rd spot. When Terry stopped on lap 70 and took on only right side tires, as everything cycled around at the end of the pit stop, he was able to get himself back in 3rd spot.
You could see Hut Strickland losing power there down the front straightaway. Everybody was trying to avoid him. I don't know what happened to his car, but he's definitely off the pace.
Heartbreaker if the problem continues for Hut Strickland. We also saw Kenny Wallace moments ago go to the garage area while you folks were away. So his name is added to the attrition list. They asked to push the car to the garage. Ricky Rudd, he's in 8th. Boyd Burton and Morgan Shepherd, and there's Hut Strickland. My goodness. He was in 4th spot. He has led a good bit of today. Doesn't look as though he's going to win, that's for sure.
No, he's going to have a hard time getting back to pit road. He's coasting very slow through the short chute now, headed towards the long straightaway there, and yeah, he's got enough speed. I don't think he'll bring out a caution.
He just stopped for fuel about 10 laps to go, so it's definitely not a fuel situation.
He led 19 laps this afternoon. Up front still, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin. There you see 6th, 7th, and 8th spot as we take you back to the lead now. Remember, Jeff Gordon had a 3.4 second lead before pit stops, but now that lead evaporates. Hut Strickland has made it to the pit lane, so no problems about potentially a yellow here. He has gone by the entrance to the garage area, so he apparently feels that maybe the crew can remedy whatever the problem is. Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett. He's checking in with Felipe Lopez, the crew chief.
Well, Eli, they're all scratching their heads right now. We think that there's something wrong with the shifter. If the car is running, definitely is running, so it's not an engine problem. He cannot get the car in gear. They've got a jack out there. They're talking to him right now. They simply did not know what was wrong with it. So, but that is the problem. He's definitely got a transmission problem of some sort. Philippe just pointed toward the garage area, so they're going to have to push him back there, go in and see if they can fix it. Man, what a bad break. What a great day he was having.
Isn't that the truth? Tough to see for Hut Strickland and the Circuit City folks. Meanwhile, good scramble between Jimmy Spencer, the 23. He's inside of Lake Speed. By the way, that 9 car, is going to be red next week when we get to Michigan. That's the battle for 16th and 17th position. As you now see Jeremy Mayfield trying to hold off Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, next week when we all go back to Michigan, Lake's car is going to be red in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Melling Tool Company, and they're going to go back to the colors that Melling had on the car when Bill Elliott won the Winston Million in 1985, and then the championship 3 years later. So next year, look for the Spam can to be red.
Hutch Strickland's problem happened. We could tell that he was slowing on the front straightaway about the same time that you shift from 3rd to 4th gear. So I don't know if something happened as he was going to shift from 3rd to 4th gear or what, but that's about the place on the racetrack that the problem occurred.
Give Jimmy Spencer 17th now when he got around Jeremy Mayfield, who is in 18th. Lake Speed is in 19th. Working lap 77 of 200. Jeff Gordon leads. Terry Labonte is second. Third is Mark Martin. Rusty Wallace fourth. Derek Cope is fifth. Sixth is Ricky Rudd, ahead of Morgan Shepherd. Seventh, Ward Burton is eighth. Robert Presley is ninth, and Jeff Bodine now 10th.
Before cars had phones, cup holders, or even roofs, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what should I be? Shall I be handsome? Shall I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Kay, said I.
Just because your dreams have been crushed doesn't mean your boys have to be. 100% cotton, cut for comfort. Fruit of the Loom. Really, really comfortable underwear.
With new spark plugs, you get improved performance for a while. But only Bosch Platinum has a pure platinum center electrode that's heat fused. So Bosch Platinum reaches its self-cleaning temperature faster for full engine power and improved fuel efficiency over a longer performance life. Which means you'll replace a lot of other things before you change your Bosch Platinums. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
Can't wait. Boy, you look so right in white, hot white. And you drive me mad, glad. Oh, come out and play gray. And your chills down my back, black. For nothing to do blue. Just wait till we get our hands on you. Can't wait. Whoa, I just can't wait. Just wait till we get our hands on you.
We are live at Pocono International Raceway with a great idea for you. Why not bring a part of your favorite race team into your own home? You can come to Opryland on June the 29th for the TNN Salute to Motorsports Memorabilia Auction. You can bid on everything, and they've got autographed racing tires all the way to crew uniforms, and the proceeds will go to the National Arthritis Foundation. For more information about the big auction, call 615-889-6611. That phone number available Monday through Friday, and you'll be able to get all the information. That's Bobby Hamilton in 14th, Todd Bodine 15th, Dale Earnhardt way back in 16th. Dale tried to stretch the fuel on that GM Goodwrench Chevy a little bit too far before, and that cost him time on the track as the fuel tank ran dry, and it just took him a while to get to his pit stall.
Boy, you run out here on this flat track, you just don't have the momentum built up. You have to slow down so much in the corners here that you can't hardly get back to the pit. So you can see what it did to track position for Earnhardt.
He's 13 and 2/10 seconds behind the leader, Jeff Gordon, right now. Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd and Ward Burton battle for 6th and 7th as they close in on Steve Grissom's machine. Steve is in 30th spot, a lap down. And the green machine, the 75 of Morgan Shepherd, he's in that battle also. He's running 8th. They've made a change on that racing team for Morgan Shepherd. Jerry Kinnan took over as crew chief this week, replacing Troy Selberg, who is still with the organization. They're planning some expansion, and should he so choose, Troy can stay with Butchmock Motorsports, but Jerry Kinnan has taken over as the crew chief effective this week.
Well, you could see Ricky Rudd's car take off towards the wall just a second ago and turn to one down here, and he was very lucky to catch it back. He's experiencing some handling trouble. You see him roll out of the throttle there. He lost 2 positions in that just one straightaway there.
Good run for Morgan. Remember, Morgan started in 27th here today. You know, it seems the tougher the track, the better Morgan. He's a good chassis guy, and that kind of fits in. A track like this will fit into Morgan Shepherd's style.
It's good to see that car, that Butchmock Motorsports car, run well this week. They meant the graphic just showed he had a finish of 8th at Darlington, but it's been a pretty tough year for him. But he looks like he's pretty good today.
Working lap number 83 of 200. Only 2 caution periods. One at lap 3, Bobby Labonte and Joe Nemechek together. One at lap 28, Ernie Irvin and Brett Bodine.
You see Terry Labonte there. His chassis is off a little bit too. You can see his fishtail just a little bit coming out of turn 1 there. Once these cars get loose on you, you just have to wait till you make the adjustment on pit stops. You see him going back through the field. He was all the way up to 3rd.
We saw 2 tires work for Hut Strickland and Mark Martin earlier. Now, Terry Labonte came in with his teammate Ken Schrader the same lap on lap 70. They both changed 2 tires. It doesn't seem to be working as well for Terry as it did for Mark and for Hut Strickland.
Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon comes down the main straightaway as he comes toward. Is that a piece of plastic on the grill of that car again?
Yeah, and we're getting reports that he is claiming that the car is starting to get hot.
Look at that, right across the big old piece.
You know, that put Terry Labonte out of the Daytona 500 leading, so hopefully it'll blow off or it won't run as hot to blow up the engine on Gordon's car.
Water temperature in the vicinity of 205 degrees, we're being told now from the Jeff Gordon pit. What is critical in water temperature on a race car, buddy?
Well, 205 is not critical. When it gets up around 215 to 220 and then gets over 225, then you're starting to get in trouble.
We saw some of this at Dover a couple of weeks ago here on TNN. And there you see it. It's a clear piece of plastic, but you can clearly see it over the front grille there on the Monte Carlo.
He's really about 20 laps from a scheduled pit stop, so he may have to, you know, if that water temperature gauge keeps climbing, he may have to short stop and pit early in order to get that thing cleaned off.
Although he can do that here at Pocono and it not be disastrous because of how long it takes to run a lap here, darn close to a minute. But you just don't want to do it if you can avoid it, certainly. 85 laps on the board right now as Jeff Gordon shows the way. Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Derek Culp, Ward Burton, they're in the top 5. Robert Presley's in the top 10, running 9th right now as we are still midway at Pocono.
Engineering, craftsmanship, quality. These are things directly related to the safety of you and your family. That's why Federated stores carry the most trusted names in auto parts, like Monroe, Anco, Champion, Ray Bestis, Borg Warner, Walker, Fell Pro, and Moog. When it comes to safety and quality, insist on the best. At Federated Auto Parts, you get only the best.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear InfiniTreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
Race fans, enter the Pocono Raceway Promotion Engine Treatment Fantasy Sweepstakes and have a chance to win trips for 2 to the July 21st Miller 500 at Pocono, the August 3rd Brickyard 400, and the 1997 Daytona 500, plus $5,000 in cash. To enter the sweepstakes and receive free Promotion Engine Treatment literature, call toll-free 1-800-800-0987 or send your name, address, and phone number on a 3x5 piece of paper to this address. For a complete set of rules and a free Pocono Raceway ticket brochure, call 1-800-RACEWAY.
when the Bush Boys invade the short track confines of Myrtle Beach. It's a test of survival. With tricky turns and heavy traffic, this tight little oval puts the squeeze on race teams. Last year, Larry Pearson's Stanley Tool Chevy had the hardware to take the victory. Who's got the right stuff this year? From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's the Bush Grand National Carolina Pride and Vance Auto Parts 250. Saturday, 5 p.m., 4 Central on TNN Motorsports. The American Speed Association. It's a different breed of racing. Total determination unleashed on cutting-edge racing vehicles. It takes metal, nerve, with no room for let-up. It's a convergence of contenders, all vying for just one thing, to win. The ASA AZ Delco Challenge Series Kansas City Pontiac Dealers Pontiac Excitement 300. Saturday, June 29th at 9 p.m., 8 Central on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at the Texaco point standings update brought to you by the Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, folks. They control volatility and fight vaporization. And that's last year, 1995. You see where Jeff Gordon is, 106 points out of the lead in third. This year, he's still in third, but 182 points down at this very same time of the season. So that's an interesting comparison from 95 to 96. On the racetrack today, Jeff Gordon's lead is staying fairly stationary right now. He's anywhere from 1.8 to 1.9 seconds ahead of Mark Martin, who is running in the second spot. And apparently no complaints. That piece of plastic is still there, but it's not costing him anything, at least for the moment.
Eli, the great thing right now is he does not have a lot of traffic around him, so he's getting a lot of fresh air in the front of the car. But when he gets up behind a bunch of lap-over cars, then he could have a problem.
He doesn't stay behind them long, though, so...
Good point.
If you're curious about Derek Cope and Ward Burton, there they are, fourth and fifth spot right now, behind Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace, who are second and third. Meanwhile, if you're just tuning in, Hut Strickland led early today, led 19 laps, but unfortunately his car's being worked on in the garage, Glenn.
And Hut has crawled out of the car, Eli. Hut, man, I hate to see you sitting here. You had a great race car, a transmission problem, and I want to know, you had a problem earlier on with the shifter ball. Was there a vibration in the transmission or something?
No, I'm not really for sure. You know, just about, I guess, going about the second lap there, a shifter ball come off my hand, and you know, I was trying to hold it down to try to, you know, keep it on at least until we could get in and put another one on. But this wasn't meant to be, I guess. You know, we had a bad day with the Circuit City Ford. You know, we just had to come back next week.
What have you guys done different this year? You're running so well. You had good run at Dover, good run here. The team looks to have really turned around.
I tell you, I really don't know what we've done, Glenn. You know, it's just a combination of everybody's, you know, the chemistry's getting right every week, and it's getting better and better, and that's really the only way I can explain it. You know, it's just, we're just going through a deal right now, somewhat of bad luck, but, you know, it's just one of them things, you know. I want to take this opportunity to wish all the dads out there, my dad, a happy Father's Day, and, you know, just want to wish them well today.
Well, I want to echo Hut's feeling or thoughts about Father's Day, and if my father's listening, Dad, will you send somebody to the Statesville Airport to pick me up tonight, because I got to come home with Mike Walter.
I guess Dale's plane is leaving early because Dale Jarrett is already out of the event with engine problems. There's second to third place. Mark Martin on the left of your screen and Rusty Wallace on the right. And he's really getting around here, Buddy Baker. Rusty Wallace is.
As you can see across the tunnel turn there, he is really closing in on Mark. I think Mark is running a very conservative race right now. But you know, Rusty Wallace, he never runs conservative. That's everything that car will do. He is not one to lay back.
Rusty's only 3 seconds behind the leader. He's cut off a half second in deficit over the last handful of laps. You know something? You talk about a deceptive season. Rusty Wallace is a classic example. He was up front at Atlanta, could have won. The motor blew. They led a lot of Bristol, then got caught by the rain. They were leading in North Wilkesboro with about a handful of laps to go. They had the accident in the back straightaway, and their day was done there. So in the box scores, it may not show all that well, but you got to go beyond the box score. As Rusty now closes in on Mark Martin, who's just ahead of him.
If you ever watch this guy in the garage area, he works on the race car like he has a fever almost. I've never seen a guy that really puts his heart and soul in everything. He and Robin Pemberton do a great job of working on his car. Look at him go past Mark Martin there. Mark just moved over and said, go at it.
And Randy, he's won twice here also, and could have won another time when he had an oil line get cut when a tire went down. So not a surprise, is it?
No, it's definitely not a surprise. You know, Eli, earlier this morning, they may have avoided their disaster for today already. Their car was the last one out on the starting grid. It seems as though they found a problem with the motor this morning. They had a cracked block. They decided to change it, did not get the car on the grid until 12:28. So maybe their bad luck is gone for the day. Glenn Jarrett?
22.
Yeah, that's right, Glenn. 22 is Ward Burton, and he's got bad luck now that maybe Rusty has avoided, and caution is on the speedway. Ward Burton, who is running in 7th spot, has brought out the 3rd caution of the afternoon at lap number 94. Don't know if it's coming out of the pipes.
Yeah, yesterday a few cars had valve problems where they dropped the valve because of the shifting that they do on this racetrack. A lot of times you run through the valve train.
Of course, if you don't shift, you've got your engine up to 9,000 RPMs or darn close to it. So either way, you could find yourself in a world of hurt. Caution, 3rd time today as Jeff Gordon continues to lead Pocono.
Clean is my business. So when I'm on the road, Super 8's my motel. Clean carpets, clean seats, clean. Clean inside and out. Life's great at Super 8.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
I know just about every garage in town. I guess I ought to know them all. More professionals use Napa parts than any other. It's because they can't afford to put in the same part twice. Just look at the signs. When did you see anything but we install Napa parts? Dan here liked us so much, he became a Napa Auto Care Center. Yep, everybody loves Napa. Of course, some say it's the hat. I think it's my good looks.
We keep America running.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the UAW GM Teamwork 500 presented by ProMotion Engine Treatment is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. And by Peerless Faucets. Get more out of your faucet than just water. Back with you here at Pocono International Raceway from high above this triangular layout. The aerial camera pictures from the folks at Duralube. We appreciate having them on board. Pit stops now taking place. Randy Pemberton is down there in Jeff Gordon's pit.
No plastic on the grill. It must have come off before he got to pit road. Already around to the left side. This team is absolutely lightning for the DuPont crew. 4 tires. Derek Cope pits up the way. Rusty Wallace up in front of him, getting all the gas in for the 24 car down and away.
Well, a quick stop there. Everybody on the lead lap is in, and there is still a passel full of cars. 30 of the starters remain on the lead lap. Ward Burton's team pushing the MB&A Pontiac to the garage area, apparently cooking an engine in that smoking incident that we showed you earlier. So Ward goes to the garage, joining Bobby Labonte, Ernie Irvin, Brett Bodine, Dale Jarrett, Kenny Wallace, and Hut Strickland. So the attrition list begins to build now. 7 teams in the garage, but our first team is still hard at work here at Pocono.
It came from the hills and back roads, a sound of generations that found its way to this humble stage and to the ends of the earth. That stage has grown to become Opryland USA. And now with the Opryland USA passport, you can enjoy it all for just $99.95 per person plus tax. There's never been a better country music vacation value. So call now, 1-615-871-6169. Opryland USA, America's country vacation destination.
Hi, I'm Payne Stewart. Everybody knows that I love to play golf. But when I'm at home, I love to work in my yard too. And after all, who spends more time working on grass than I do?
The Grass Terminator replacement head uses a new concept, multi-edged line for smoother, cleaner cutting. And the Grass Terminator's unique recessed head protects the trimmer line from breaking.
The Grass Terminator. With a backyard like this, I need all the help I can get.
Available at finer home improvement centers and retailers worldwide.
Monday on TNN. Get your front row seat. Join host Ricky Skaggs, Patty Loveless, Jim Lauderdale, and Ralph Stanley. CMT presents Monday Night Concerts, 8 Eastern on TNN, the Nashville Network.
If you're a big country music fan, you want to know who's hot. It's easy when you know where to turn. Country Music Television's Top 12 Countdown is your chance to see who's on top of the charts and who's coming on strong. Turn on to the Top 12 Countdown, Saturdays at 11, Sundays at 2. Turn on to country. Turn on to genuine CMT. Country Music Television.
Coming to TNN.
We are honky-tonkin' tonight!
Gather your friends for a honky-tonkin' good time. Join Aaron Tippin with Mickey Gilly, Mark Colley, Johnny Paycheck, Hank Thompson, and Junior Brown.
It's a party crowd.
It's a tribute to the honky-tonk and the music that brought it to life. You're honky-tonkin' at the Wild July 10th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Welcome back, everybody. We are 4 laps shy of halfway here at the UAW GM Teamwork 500. And you know, these home-built chassis working well today for Derek Cope, working well for Rusty Wallace. That's the subject of today's Innovation in Motion, brought to you by Peerless Faucet. Get more out of your faucet than just water. Hendrick Motorsports and Richard Childress Racing are known for building their cars from the ground up. And this week here in Pocono, Bobby Allison Racing and Penske Racing are debuting their first in-house built cars.
The car really isn't much different than anything that we run, you know, and the ground up thing is just something we're just trying to control the quality of the cars. Not that we had quality problems before, but you know, when you only build 1 or 2 new cars a year, when you're buying them, by the time you go a year down the road, a lot of things have changed. So, you know, this is just a better opportunity for us to keep a handle on it and, you know, really control our own destiny.
We believe in lightweight cars but still strong cars. So, and Steve moved around some points on the car, different geometry than what you can get there. You know, stuff you can do in-house now. You can move stuff without getting like factory cars from Hopkins or Laughlin.
We appreciate Robin Pemberton and Jimmy Fennig with the update. The leader is Mark Martin. Ward Burton's in the garage area. Randy?
Ward, tough break. What happened to the motor?
I think we burned a piston. It's a shame. I tell you, all the MBNA guys have done a good job this weekend and started to turn things around a little bit. We've been qualifying better, been racing a little bit better. And this car was fast in the leader when we fell out. You know, who knows what you've been in a race, but we know we had a good car, so we got a good car to come back here with.
Better luck next race. Glenn Jarrett, Steve Meals had some interesting strategy today.
Boy, have they ever, Randy. We've gone almost 100 miles at Pocono. You guys haven't made a 4-tire change yet. I can't believe that.
Well, we talked earlier, we don't want to get stuck in traffic. That car is trimmed for a lot of front downforce, not a lot of rear downforce, and low drag because the straightaways are so long here. When the racetrack gets slick, our front tires still work, well, maybe the other guys don't. We're just intent on not getting them messed up with traffic, and if we can keep them out front or toward the front where the line's lined up, you know, rather than side-by-side racing 8th, 9th, and 10th, we'll be in good shape. But those other guys are behind us on 4 tires. They're going to beat us here for a little bit, but we're still going to stick to our plan.
How much difference is there in the lap time, Steve, between the 2 tires and 4 tires?
Now, this tire is just incredible. We came up here 2 weeks ago and tested. We'd run 55, 60 laps. The 60th lap would be as fast as the 5th lap. So Goodyear's done a great job with this tire. It'll run forever. Until it's worn out, it doesn't give up, and they're nowhere near worn out either. So we're real happy to just put 2 and 2.
Well, they changed the right sides that time. They're planning on, if they have to make another, well, on the next stop, be it green or yellow, it'll only be left side tires. I've seen them changes. Only right sides many times, but wow, I tell you, when they can get by with a no right side change on any stop, green or yellow, that is pretty impressive.
And they learned a lot. They tested here for a couple of days, a week and a half ago. So, you know, they know they're just not shooting in the dark here. They tested and knew what to expect. If you're keeping stats with us at home, of course, Jeff Gordon led laps 71 through 95. During the sequencing of pit stops, Ricky Craven led for 1 lap. He led lap 96. And then Mark Martin took over the lead at lap number 97. So Ricky Craven picks up 5 bonus points here today as well. Lap shy of halfway. $10,000 from Gatorade, the front runner award on the line. Here this afternoon for the driver leading at halfway. What's it going to be? Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Rusty, Derek Cope,
There goes Derek Cope.
Oh,
we have
problems
trouble
in turn number one. Lake Speed in the wall with Ricky Craven. Lake Speed and Ricky Craven in the wall. They were running right now in 26th and 27th position near the end of the cars on the lead lap. So caution on the speedway as Lake Speed and the man who we told you had just led a lap, Ricky Craven, crash in turn number one on lap number 99. Boy, that's too bad. Ricky qualified fourth, had himself a good run, dropped back, came back, led a lap, and ends up in the wall with Lake. And there you see second place to the stripe. Jeff Gordon will hold off Rusty Wallace and Morgan Shepherd. Oh, man. Spam in the wall.
Lake's got some pretty significant damage, but it looked like Ricky Craven got away fairly quickly, so he may not have a whole lot of damage. I see him well. I see him coming around turn 3 now with the car smoking, but we'll have to look at it. But Lake's got some pretty significant damage here. You can see him moving around in the car, though. He doesn't have the window net down yet, but you can see his head moving around.
Here's a look again at what happened. Up into the wall go Lake and then Ricky Craven spinning. Hard on the brakes on the low side of the track. You saw Johnny Benson, that yellow Pennzoil Pontiac. The smoke there was just from the brakes being stomped on. Randy, right side damage, if at all, it looks like.
Yeah, they had the right front tire down, and the Panhard bar may be bent as well, as what they were saying. They're going to go ahead and change the right side tires, try and pull the fenders out. They got 7 guys working over on the wall. Right sides are done. Going to go ahead and come around, change lefts, not to lose a lap if they can help it. And then they'll probably pull Ricky back in next time by.
So we are here at Pocono International Raceway. The crew checking, waiting to see if they can do the work on that machine. It's kind of a high-speed ballet for a NASCAR pit crew. We had a bit of a different dance here on the main straightaway earlier this morning as the David Blight School of Dance from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania demonstrated a number of country dances. The line dancers are on hand, entertaining the crowd here prior to today's race.
I'm the King Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, you know who's boss. Give me a 2-inch thick T-bone with spicy, tangy, Heinz 57 steak sauce.
Yeah, you're cooking now.
Let's eat.
Enter the Performance Zone with Splitfire Performance V spark plug.
You hit your passing gear, you're gone.
Experts say Splitfire Performance V spark plugs mean more horsepower and better mileage.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Splitfire Performance V's, guaranteed. And now you could win a limited edition 97 Mustang Cobra. Enter the Splitfire Performance V sweepstakes.
You like the action? Do you crave excitement? Then listen up.
TNN Motorsports and Miller present the Win with the Driver Sweepstakes Year 2. We're bringing it back for repeat performance. Enter today. You can win a trip for 2 to one of these live Winston Cup races. You'll also get spending money, a complimentary team jacket, a tour of the Miller team's rig and pit, meet Rusty Wallace, and more.
Hey, cool.
And if Rusty wins the race, you get $5,000. If he finishes, you pocket a cool grand.
You feeling lucky?
To enter, send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to this address.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your entries.
Get your entry in by August 16th, then watch Race Day on TNN August 25th to find out if you're going to the MBNA 500. Remember, if you don't win this time, your entry is eligible for the next drawing.
Enter now.
This sweepstakes is brought to you by Splitfire Spark Plugs and 104 Plus Octane Boost.
I'm the King Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, you know who's boss. Give me a 2-inch thick T-bone with spicy, tangy, Heinz 57 steak sauce.
Yeah, you're cooking now.
Let's eat.
While you're enjoying our telecast here on TNN this afternoon, you might want to fire up the laptop or your computer at home and sign on to that address you see on the screen. www.nascar.com. That is the home address for NASCAR Online. They are here.